Hey guys, Magic and the Dragon are back. I haven't named the dragon yet. I haven't thought of anything that I think fits the little guy. Working on it. Anyway, I'm back to talk some more. I know, right? Probably tired of it by now, huh? But something else I've been thinking about is about how we're taught that it's wrong to lust. That lust is natural, and you can do so many things with lust. It can be a creative outlet, it can be a physical one. It doesn't have to mean intimacy, so to speak. Lust does mean to have that kind of desire, but its origin meant just pleasure or delight, which is what I typically feel like it should mean, is pleasure or delight in something. It doesn't have to be another person. Nature in of itself has rules, and very rarely do those rules ever get broken. It's kind of weird because, like, I find myself, I've been stuck in a box for so long by other people that now that I'm being allowed to be free and be myself, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, a part of me is like, wants to go to the far extreme of like, I can do all these things now. I can do whatever I want. I can be free. I don't have to like fit in this box. I don't have to do all these things. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I can be free. I can be equal. It's fine. But another part of me is like, but what do we do? You know? And it's like, maybe we shouldn't just go crazy. But, you know, it's like really hard to fight that desire to just go crazy with it. And another part of me is the part of me that's like, hey, maybe we should go crazy, is also the part of me that's like questioning who I am and doesn't really fully understand what this means yet, and is like, this gets really demotivated by it. So I think my first step will be determining what my boundaries are. Because without boundaries, freedom can be just as destructive as being caged. And it's a matter of life or death. And I need to figure out, spiritually speaking, I need to figure out what my boundaries are so I can make sure that I am safe. I just want to be able to express myself in all facets of my being, to be able to blossom, so to speak, and to develop and evolve in a way that makes sense to me, even if it doesn't make sense to other people. I think that a lot of things in this world are beautiful. I think everyone in their own authenticity is beautiful, and a lot of people criticize me for that, but being told that you're wrong for enjoying the beauty of life and the beauty of those around you and the things around you and just the world in general, that's an awful thing to do, because without the beauty in life, what's the point in living? What's the point in being here? Which I think is a lot of the reason why I suffer from depression, is because I'm told I'm wrong for enjoying the beauty in just the moment. Trying to learn to listen to my intuition again. It is a little hard because it's been so long since I've actually listened to it. I'm tired of trying to prove to other people that I'm worth something. I'm tired of trying to make other people see me as worthy or worth something, or as something other than just property, so to speak. But I can't keep trying to connect with people by making them feel like I'm worthy. I need to feel worthy in myself. I need to feel like I am enough at my core, with or without their approval. I didn't really have a good mom figure all that much growing up, which is why I'm so thankful for Carol my friend Carol in Stillwater, she kind of became like a mom to me. There was another lady who also became like a mom to me before her, which was Ruth. But when I went through my suicidal phase, she kind of left my life. It was unfortunate. I understand why. It's just, still hurts. But Carol kind of stepped into that role after that, and she's been amazing. And I'm always worried that I'm disappointing her or not doing what I should be doing, or that she'll think poorly of me. But no matter what I do, no matter how badly I think I've screwed up or how unforgivable the thing I think I did was, she still loves me unconditionally. And so does her husband. They're like my parents to me, and they love me unconditionally. And they always forgive me, and they always seem proud of me, even whenever I've messed up. And I think everybody needs someone like that in their life. I try to be that for other people. Try to be the one that's always there for them and that will love them unconditionally no matter what. But I never really had anyone do that for me. So that really means a lot to me, because I've never had that. And it's weird and nice. And I'm just so thankful for them. They have helped me a lot in figuring out when situations are bad, because I tend to have issues with that. I do have issues with trying to keep myself on track, so they help me pull myself back on track whenever I fall off my path or start to mess up too much. But they're just the best. I just don't want to have to conform to ideas anymore without being allowed to question them. And people get mad when I question them, but you know what? I'm going to keep questioning, because I need to know why I should do the thing that you're telling me I should do, or believe the thing that you say I should believe, before I commit to it. And even if you tell me or give me reasons, I may not agree with those reasons, and I will choose for myself. I will choose what I believe. Whether or not you believe in it, whether or not you think it's right, I will believe what I want to believe. I'm not just going to blindly follow the people around me. I'm going to make my own path. I won't let anyone shut down my energy or my opinion or my thoughts, my values or my morals, because they disagree with them anymore. There is no right and wrong. There's no good or bad. There's only what is effective and what is ineffective. There's destructive and endearing. There's creation and destruction are two sides of the same coin. Effective, ineffective. There are destructive things as a part of life, unfortunately. And sometimes those destructive things have to be allowed so we can rebuild into something better. Sometimes we have to be broken down so we can be reformed into a better version of ourselves, so to speak. I'm not going to let other people dictate what I say, what I do, or how I express myself anymore. I'm going to try to find the middle ground between being who I need to be in the moment, but also being true to myself. I want to be free to feel what I feel, to not have to hide my emotions from anyone, to not have to hide in general from about any part of myself. I feel often isolated, and sometimes that can be painful. Although I am healing, I am in recovery, and I'm healing those wounds, and I'm finding myself. Humans have great potential for creation and destruction, the good and bad. So does everything else in the world. That's just the balance of life, that there's good and bad, creation, destruction, and everything. That's why I don't believe anyone's good or bad. I believe that we all have potential for both. We're not necessarily good or bad, but the things that we do are good or bad. I want to be on the side of creation most of the time. And I hope that I can do that. That's what I'm trying to do with my books and with this channel and with my shop. And I want to be empowered, you know, to grow in my confidence in myself so I can have the outcomes I want to have, to be able to do things I want to do, to have that freedom. I need to be able to be an individual, to be myself, to separate myself from other people so I don't end up just giving in to the demands of the society around me. I want to be able to feel safe, which will require me to be able to set healthy boundaries and be able to put hard lines in the sand and say, do not cross this line, and have people respect that. Which means that I'll have to be able to respect and honor those boundaries for myself, as well as others and their boundaries. So I can connect with others in a healthy and safe way. I would also like to be able to trust people again fully, rather than just be suspicious of everyone that's around me. I'm not real sure yet what those boundaries are going to be. But I do know that I'll need to be able to state them clearly, and what will happen if they are crossed, which is the hard part for me, because I'm very much about like forgiveness and stuff. But just because I forgive you doesn't mean I have to let you keep hurting me either. It's something I've recently learned. And I need to make sure that they're boundaries that I'm ready to enforce, and not just talk about enforcing. I feel like as I get older, something's happening inside of me. Like there's something that I used to know, or that I've always known, but I didn't know I know it. You know what I know? That sounds crazy, but I feel like other people probably feel this way too. I need to be able to reclaim my soul and my mind. I need to reclaim the aspects of myself that I discarded because they were seen as bad or dirty or awful because of my nature of who I was. Because back then I felt powerful, back then I was confident, back then I liked myself. I need to be natural to who I am again. I mean, I don't obviously worry too much about my hair or my makeup because, you know, I do dye my hair occasionally, but I haven't dyed it in like a while now. Jeez. Probably since March. Although I do want to dye it one more time before I just say whether or not I'm done dyeing it. I'm learning how to reclaim those pieces of me little by little. But it is a process and it will take time. But if you're going through that same process, at least we just know that I'm walking down that path with you. I need to go out into nature more. I would like to eventually try camping. I wanted to do it when I was a kid, but now I'm a little bit scared to as an adult, and I never got to as a kid either. Just to sit and be with nature, I think that would be good for me. It's a lifelong process, reclaiming who you are. But there is a creative inside world inside of each of us. And it requires us to focus to find it. We all have something that we've wanted to do, but we've never done because we let society or what others might think hold us back, and that's just a shame. Do the thing that you think that no one else will support you, and do the thing that you want to do that will make you happy, to make you fulfilled. Because at the end of the day, you'll be the one at the end of your life with the regrets if you don't, not them. So do what makes you happy today, but don't harm anyone in the process. Simple as that. Just come up with a process, a step-by-step process. And if you don't know what a step-by-step process you need to go through, there's plenty of videos on YouTube where you're already at to figure out how to do the thing that you want to do. And honestly, if you do have people who discourage your dreams or tell you that you're stupid for chasing them, then you need new people in your life. You need to find people that will endorse your creativity and who will make you feel good about yourself and make you want to achieve those dreams. Find people who are already doing it or who have faith in it. But don't let those people that want to hold you back and keep you down on their level keep you there. Move on, grow, even if you leave them behind. Because sometimes they have to see you grow and evolve to decide to do it for themselves. You can't take everybody with you, but you can be the light that shows them the way when they are ready. You don't want to live in a fantasy world where you're just trying to please everybody else. We all need to have authenticity and to live into our full authenticity so we can be free in our souls. Because you can't become your highest version of yourself if you aren't being true to yourself. You just can't. It's not possible. You need to be able to thrive, not just survive. So go to people who will support you and support your ideas, support your dreams. Grow, move towards the sun, don't stay in the darkness. Find the friends, find the group, find the support group that will fill you up with warmth and encouragement and make you feel like you can conquer the world, you know? Read books, watch videos, figure out how to make the thing that you want to do a reality. Don't just distract yourself and rush around trying to figure out what to do next. Take practical steps. Sometimes, though, ideas are old and we no longer want the thing that we once thought we did, and that's fine. It's okay to let those go. And sometimes it's just a lost part of ourselves that we forgot that is something that we truly want, and we need to reignite the flame. We can't make other people do other things. We can't make other people support us. We can only believe in ourselves. The only person we can change is ourselves. The only person we can save is ourselves. We go through repetitive cycles all the time in this world. And that's natural. It's the natural order of things. I know for a long time I felt like a relationship would make me whole, would make me feel like I was worth something, and that's just not the case. I need to find that completion and the wholeness in myself if I'm ever going to be able to be happy and healthy in a relationship that's actually healthy for me and not just feel like I'm out of place in it. It's a process, but I'm slowly learning that I am whole and I am enough in of myself with or without my partner. Even though I love him. Because honestly, whenever I rely on someone else for that wholeness, I fall into depression and I feel even worse about myself, because then it's how their moods completely affect how I view myself, even if it has nothing to do with me, and that is an awful way to live. So I'm done living that way. I'm finding the wholeness and completion in myself. Sorry guys, sometimes I get a little anxious. Everyone needs to develop a better relationship with themselves so they can feel that completion. Because when a relationship with somebody else is dominant over your relationship with yourself, we tend to lose ourselves in that relationship, and that's not good for anyone. Relationships are wonderful, but not if it destroys you. Relationships are meant to help you create, or meant to help you along your path to better you, but not to destroy you. Two people don't make one. You can't add 1 + 1 and get 1. So the idea that a relationship completes you, or that two people become one, is just silly. Two people makes two. 1 + 1 = 2. Sometimes they can make more than that, because the energy is generated in a relationship if it's a healthy relationship. And the more energy that's generated, the better it is. Someone who talks down to you or trashes your ideas or makes you feel like you're worthless or that you're bad for being you is just a destructive person, and it's very destructive to stay in, whether you're male or female. You need to find someone that'll meet you in the middle, who, whether or not they understand you or understand why you want to do the thing, will still support you in the decision. And if it is a bad decision, maybe give you some loving advice, but not tell you that you're bad or make you feel worthless or awful for thinking about doing something. You need to have a similar energy. We need to have two people and have their elements and their energies come together to create something else, to create a third energy that is bigger and better and newer and amazing, you know? I am done killing my dreams and shutting my goals down and shutting down parts of myself and stop being authentic and crushing my potential to be with someone. I'm just done with it, you know? I'm looking for like-minded people who will build me up, not tear me down. Friends and otherwise. But right now, mostly friends, because I have a relationship and he's amazing and I'm hoping to keep him around. I do have a lot of anger sometimes because I have been put in a box so much, and I feel like that's natural. It's natural to feel anger when you've been trapped or suppressed or held down by society, or anyone for that matter. Because if you don't feel anger towards it, then you start to identify with the oppressor. You start to identify with your captors, with the oppressors that kept you down, and you start to take on their values. So I think anger in this sense is a little bit healthy because it reminds me that I'm a person, and it helps me remember that, you know, it wasn't right and that I need to evolve out of that. But it's also not good to hold on to anger for too long, because then it traps you in memories of how you were hurt, how things are taken away from you. It stops you from feeling that creative, loving energy. So you need to be able to cleanse that anger once you're out of the situation and evolving as well. That abuse, that torture, that awful things that happen to you, they are a part of your past, but they aren't who you are. They don't define you. They make you who you are, but you choose who you become. And it can give rise to something beautiful or something awful. It's your choice. We can't escape our past, but we can put it behind us. In order to do that, though, we need patience. Patience with the anger itself and with other people. We need to be able to have patience as the memories come. Even if we think that they should be gone, we need to understand it as a process, and they may not ever fully go away. But It's life, and we just need to have patience with ourselves and with others and be gracious. Give ourselves a little grace. Anger tends to be uncomfortable to deal with, so we tend to make ourselves feel anxious instead, and that's not good either. Anxiety is an awful thing. Well, it lets you, it's kind of like fear. It warns you of danger, but it's like awful if it's unhealthy, if it grows to an unhealthy extent where it's just there to be there. So instead of falling into anxiety or anger, you need to be able to be loving and patient with yourself. And understand that you did the best that you could when you were in that situation. And now you know better, and now you can do better. We tend to give patience and kindness and grace to other people, and it seems really hard to do it for ourselves. But if we can't do it for ourselves, then we will never grow like we're supposed to. We'll never heal like we're supposed to. And honestly, we can't fully love somebody else until we're able to love and forgive ourselves. So whenever you feel that anger, just give yourself time and work on something that brings you joy. Eventually it'll calm and you'll feel much better and you'll be able to move forward. We also need to be able to practice forgiveness. It's because something has to happen to recognize the trauma. And we need to be able to forgive the perpetrator of the trauma as well as ourselves, so we can learn from it. We need to be able to grieve the lost parts of ourselves and move forward so we can let this anger and resentment rest and reach that point of forgiveness. So remember to have patience and grace with yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive the people who've hurt you, because we're all just doing the best we can with what we know. We're all accumulations of all the things that have happened to us. We don't know what led them to that point. Besides, carrying the anger around and the resentment will only harm you, because they're not thinking about you. They don't care once you're gone. They're like, okay, whatever. So why should you give them more of your time? Don't let them take your time and energy away. Well, that's it for now, guys. Go out and spread the love, because love always wins.